We heard the chant of Tino ringing out around the stadium for the first time in about 25 years in midweek. He played really well, didn't he, Ando? But obviously we see that there's a battle for him to get into the team with Kieran Trippier, in many people's opinions, Newcastle's most influential player on the pitch. So you wonder what the short-term prospects are for Livramento, and there was an opportunity today with Botman missing, maybe to move Burn inside, put Trippier at left back, play Livramento at right back, or even play Livramento at left back, though he hasn't actually featured there at all really in his career at senior level. But he's kept it with Trippier, Lascelles, Schär and Burn, and Livramento has to sit on the bench.
Yeah, I think that the latter that you said there, I mean, I think there's too many positional changes, too many changes of personnel. Look, the lad was exceptional the other night, he was brilliant. It's going to be difficult for him though to get into the side at right back. You know, Trippier's recognised he's skipper when Lascelles doesn't play. He's a huge influence. He's the go-to man, I suppose, for Eddie Howe as well. You know, Eddie Howe has a lot of trust in him, so it's going to be really difficult for the boy to get in and hold down a regular spot. All he can do is, when he gets the opportunities, is keep doing what he did the other night. You know, he, as I say, he was exceptional. His performance was outstanding. He'll probably have to wait for the next round of the Cup to get another start, you would think, away at Old Trafford. So, but he looks a huge prospect, doesn't he? You know, on what he did the other night. We've seen him at Southampton and thought he looked a real player when he was there, but for somebody to come in and have the performance that he had the other night against a side of the quality of Manchester City, yeah, he was first class.
He's shown that he can be trusted right now, never mind being a player for the future, Tino Livramento. But on the bench today, Newcastle just putting the final touches to their warm-up ahead of the 3 o'clock kickoff against Burnley. We'll hear from Eddie Howe in just a moment. Before we do that, John Anderson, the approach today, you would think that Newcastle will just try to do what they always do and start hard and be aggressive and be positive, play with energy and get about Burnley, a Burnley team that hasn't won, that we think could maybe put the ball at risk with an approach that might see them play it out from the back. It's all there for Newcastle to go and record another important victory.
That's what we've got to do. You know, that's when we're at our best. You know, I think you look at the 3 defeats, we questioned that energy level, that press just wasn't there. It's reappeared in recent games. Winning football matches does that to you, and that's exactly the same. We've got to do it today. We've got to go about it in exactly the same way, get in their face, make life difficult for them. Newly promoted side, haven't won a game, bound to be nerves, and we've got to test those nerves out by doing that, by getting in their face, by making life really, really difficult for them.
Both teams won in the League Cup. Newcastle beating Manchester City, Burnley 4-0. Winners at League Two side Salford on Tuesday. Their reward was a draw away to Everton in round 4. Newcastle going to Manchester United at the beginning of November. It's Pope in goal against his former club. He made just over 150 appearances for Burnley in 6 years before joining Newcastle United. Kieran Trippier, another former Burnley player, he had 4 years there and was at Burnley under the management of Eddie Howe at one point. Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär and Dan Burn at the back. Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes and Elliot Anderson, with Miguel Almiron, Anthony Gordon and Alexander Isak, the front 3. And Dubravka Dummett, Joelinton Tonali, Richie Target Hall, Livramento Murphy, the substitutes. Wilson and Botman not in the Newcastle squad today. Both teams heading back inside now for their final preparations, final words before the kickoff, which is 10 minutes away. Today they face another one of the teams at the bottom. Burnley only kept off the foot of the Premier League on goal difference, and it's Sheffield United's goal difference that is keeping Burnley off the bottom, and that's because of Newcastle's big win there last weekend that sent the Yorkshire side down to 20th position, and 8 goals at Bramall Lane for Eddie Howe's team. But the Newcastle manager isn't getting carried away.
Not crazy on the scoreline. I think for us it was a great day. It was a great day for our supporters, a great day to share with them. I was really pleased with some of the goals and some of our football. But it's like anything. It's like if you lose, as we just went through 3 games where we didn't win, and that was difficult. But we don't get too low in those moments. You analyse it objectively. When you lose a game, everything's not bad. There's some really good bits. There's obviously some bits you have to improve. You feed that back to the players. It's the same when you win 8-0. Not everything was perfect. There's stuff we needed to do better. And I think that's very much my method of work. Obviously, attached to that is how everyone feels about the situation, about what you're trying to deliver, and that changes based on results. But I don't think your attitude to it can.
Over the last 2 weeks in 3 different competitions, you've had 4 huge results. So where you are now compared to where you were going into the international break after those 3 defeats, how much progress have you seen, and what do you feel has changed to get you into this stronger position that you're now in?
I think the start point was our defensive resilience. I think that's been at the forefront of our results in recent weeks. We've looked solid again. We've had that solidity right through the middle of the pitch. Who's ever played, and I think we've been consistent in our work in that respect. So I'm very, very pleased with the response defensively, and I always believe then if you can be solid, we have the players that can hurt teams. I think we showed that against Manchester City. Even during a really difficult first half for us, we still had probably the best chance of the game right at the end of the half, with a really good counter-attack, and then of course the second half was totally different. But it really was that first half performance where we were very good in covering zones and holes that enabled us to win the match.
And finally, Burnley, all 3 promoted sides are yet to win in the Premier League, and clearly it's been a tough introduction for them back into the top flight, but they seem to be doing things a bit differently to how they did before they were relegated. How will taking on this Burnley compared to the Burnley of old be different for you?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. They're doing it very differently, and there's no right or wrong, of course. You can do it at loads of different ways. I think they will always stick, from what I see, to their current model of playing. I've got to say it was hugely impressive last year what they did. The goals they scored, the games they won, and the style that they did it in was great to watch. We played Burnley last pre-season, and we had 2 really good games with 2 different 11s at the same time, and it was a really good game, and got to speak to Vincent after the game and his staff, and what they did following that game was, as I say, a credit to them, and great to see Burnley doing well, great to see them back in the Premier League. It will be very different to previous Burnley teams who were very effective in a different way, but they're going to want the ball, and we're going to want the ball, so it's going to be a really big challenge for us, but one hopefully we can rise to.
Total Sport North East.
Dee's just removed a spider from my hair. Thank you for that, Dee.
You're welcome.
The football season is up and running.
It's good to be back.
Once again, BBC Radio Newcastle will bring you every Newcastle United and Sunderland game live.
Champions League is coming over the horizon.
We'll have commentary of women's football in the North East
as we showcase women's football,
alongside our Falcons and Durham cricket commentaries.
Don't forget, you can have your say on the match with Newcastle and Sunderland legends John Anderson and Marco Gabbiadini.
I've been on the golf course, but I wouldn't say there was much golf played.
What were you doing?
Just walking around looking for golf balls.
Great sport kicks off here. BBC Radio Newcastle. Total Sport North East.
The sound of
Newcastle United.
There really is nowhere else like it. Back through for Miguel Almiron, big chance, goal! Oh, what a goal! On the volley, brilliant goal! Alan San-Maxima right at the end of the 90. Plays in Wilson, takes a touch, Callum Wilson has scored!
Great sport kicks off here. BBC Radio Newcastle.
We heard you talking about the golf there, Rando. Are you enjoying the Ryder Cup so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's just typical, isn't it? The first Saturday that we've got a 3 o'clock kick-off is the weekend of the Ryder Cup. That sums it all up, yeah.
So you're going to have to forget about it for the next.
Well, going to have to forget about it till tomorrow. Enjoyed yesterday; it was great. Watched a bit of it this morning, but yeah, we'll get back to it tomorrow.
Yeah. Full focus on Newcastle United against Burnley. BBC Radio Newcastle. Here at St James's Park, with the teams now starting to line up in the tunnel. The black and white flags are out all around the ground. Burnley have taken 5 blocks for their visiting fans at the top of the Leazes stand. So around a couple of thousand maybe. Manchester City had a huge away following the other night, and they were noisy as well. Not quite so many from Lancashire following Burnley in only their second away fixture of the season. And Newcastle looking to get a second Premier League win at home following that massive victory over third Premier League win at home following the win over Aston Villa, and then the Brentford success a fortnight ago, which really started them off, didn't it, Ando, on this good run that they've been on. Hard, I think, to overlook just what a vital result that was over Brentford after the 3 defeats, international break, and then more big games in Europe and domestically coming up. The Brentford one was key.
Yeah, it wasn't a classic.
Oh, it was awful.
It was anything but, you know, it was more important about the result than it was about anything else, and we managed to get through it. Thought the referee on the day was absolutely awful, but that's another talking point. But yeah, it was a huge win. We needed to get back to winning ways after the 3 defeats on the bounce. So that one set us up nicely for what was to come. But as I say, the performance and the game itself, it wasn't of great quality, but the result was really important to us.
I mean, looking at
I'm sure they turned this up, you know.
They do. I think they turn it up. It seems to be at about 2:30, and then it's quite hard to hear yourself think. There must be some areas of the ground where you can't hear it too loudly, and maybe that's why it's bouncing out at this volume level. But it's all part of the pre-match atmosphere. Fans are up for it today. Most of them are in their seats early. Referees are on their way from their dressing room, and now here they come, the 2 teams led out by referee Thomas Bramall onto the pitch. He grabs the white, orange and blue ball and takes the players to the Premier League branding arch that has been erected over the halfway line. Today Newcastle led out by the club captain Jamal Lascelles, who is starting a Premier League fixture for the first time since March, when he played away at Manchester City. In fact, both of his Premier League starts last season were on the road, because the other game that he was brought in for was Liverpool. But Lascelles is in today, and he now sets them off down the line of officials and Burnley players. Simon Bennett and Dan Robertson are the assistant referees, with Matt Donoghue, 4th official, Jared Gillett, assisted by Scott Ledger, doing the VAR work today. And Newcastle United, Pope in goal, Trippier, Lascelles, Schär, milestone for him. It's his 150th Newcastle United appearance, Fabian Schär. Also a milestone for Trippier. It's his 400th career appearance this afternoon. Lascelles and Burns, the other players in the back 4. Midfield of Longstaff, Bruno and Anderson, Almiron, Gordon and Isak. Burnley, James Trafford in goal, Connor Roberts, Amin Al-Dakil, Jordan Bayer and Charlie Taylor at the back. Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, Sander Berger and Aaron Ramsey in midfield. Luca Koleosho, who's started all 6 of their Premier League games. He's fast and he's lively, could be one to watch. but he is yet to score following his move to Burnley. And then the Swiss international, he scored 5 in 7 for Switzerland, where he will know Fabian Schär, Zeki Amdouni. And then the Burnley bench is Ariane Muric, the goalkeeper, Dara O'Shea, Jack Cork, Jay Rodriguez, Anas Sarori, Vitinho, Mike Trezor, Jakob Brun-Larsen, Wilson Odobert. Newcastle substitutes Martin Dubravka, like Dan Burn, back from illness today. Paul Dummett, Joe Linton, Sandro Tonali, Matt Ritchie, Matt Targett, Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento, and Jacob Murphy. Some pictures being taken in the centre circle with 5 Newcastle mascots and just 1 from Burnley. And Lascelles and Brownhill go to the referee for the coin toss. Ando have been having a look at the records, and of the previous 13 instances in the Premier League of a team scoring 8 goals or more in a match, only 1 has lost their next game. And that was Newcastle in September 1999, would you believe, when they beat Sheffield Wednesday and then lost at Leeds in their next fixture. But none of those teams that have scored 8 or more in the Premier League failed to score in their next game.
Means nothing.
It means nothing, I know. I just thought it was interesting.
You're just trying to put doubts in people's minds now, aren't you?
Do you know how long I spent going through all the records since 1992?
Why bother?
Why bother? Waste of time. Some of these statistics are. But I thought it was interesting. One will do it today. They're keeping clean sheets, so 1 might well be enough. We're underway. BBC, Radio Newcastle, NUFC TV, live commentary as always on Newcastle United up against Burnley. Black and white stripes against the claret and light blue shirts, light blue shorts and claret socks. Back to Pope at the Gallagher end. Newcastle kicking right to left up the hill towards the Leazes in the first half. Ball sent towards Isak on halfway. One back by Burnley, then they give it to goalkeeper Trafford, all in pink, white gloves and boots. Pope in luminous yellow and short sleeves. And here go Burnley. It's a quick break, and Koleosho on a run, right side of the area, looking to get it to the far post. And coming in was Aaron Ramsey. It's a goal kick, but that was alarming.
Oh, just a bit. Looks a bit quick, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks a bit quick. There's Koleosho. Good luck, Dan Burn. You don't want to be left one-on-one with him all the time.
It's a good warm-up for Mbappe on Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want a foot race with this kid all day.
Just getting his sprint practice in, the big man. That's a comfortable header won by the giant Sander Berge. Dan Burn's big. Berge is almost as tall. He's 6'5". It's with Trippier at right back, then into Lascelles, across to Schär. Schär is playing as the left of the 2 central defenders for Newcastle today, in Botman's usual role. Now those 2 have been passing it around, and then Schär lifts one onto Trippier. Beyond halfway, Pope down the line for Almiron, gets there before Jordan Bayer, who's put it out for a throw near the corner flag.
Yeah, good ball, good switch of play by Schär.
Going to take it from about 15 yards out, in front of the east stand, and the digital advertising board. It's dropped at the feet of Longstaff, who takes it back and then forwards to Bruno, out wide to Trippier. That's good football. Has a touch, then a low cross. Bruno missed it at the near side, and then Burnley from the middle of the area clear. And a clearance from Charlie Taylor, charged down by Trippier. And it's a throw rather than goal kick. We're going to keep Burnley boxed in, Newcastle. That's the idea anyway. Taylor, not in a hurry. It's given to Brownhill, back to Taylor, lifted up and away. Lascelles battling for the ball, physical stuff and winning it, finding Bruno out to the right wing. Burnley have it back. And then a block by Bruno on Brownhill's ball forward. It's chipped into the middle of midfield. Anderson and Lascelles work it back to Cher just behind halfway. Byrne has slipped, and Byrne has seen the ball go to Koleosho, who's away again into the area. This time he squares it.
Oh, what a save!
With a massive save. It's come out to Berger.
What a miss!
And Berger has spooned it wide from the middle of the penalty area, but Dan Byrne slipped. Luca Koleosho got away, and then Nick Pope with a massive save when it looked as though it was going to go 1-0.
Oh, huge chance, great save. First one, and then Berg just lashes at it and sends it a long, long way wide.
Zeki Amdouni.
That's a couple of warnings we've had.
Middle of the box from Koleosho's ball inside. Had to score.
Yeah.
Pope.
It's the difference at this level. You might get an awful lot more chances in the Championship. Don't get too many in the Premier League.
Pope with a huge save. Can't underestimate it. Almiron in midfield, loses out. Bruno then with a challenge. Longstaff might have been caught late there by Cullen. A bit like last week. That's Sheffield United.
It's a tackle between two players going for the ball.
He ended up on the floor, Longstaff. Ball's gone out for a Newcastle throw on the right.
It was right in front of the referee. Nothing in that.
Burnley supporters buoyant after their couple of breaks down the right side. Header away by Byrne from the ball across to the left from the throw. And it's the visitors in possession at the moment in their half. It's Roberts to Berger, and then Aldakhil back to the goalkeeper Trafford. Longstaff putting pressure on Anderson as well. Cher's come a long way out of defence to challenge. Hooked down the line, and then Byrne with a header out. Vincent Kompany there with a navy suit but a white t-shirt and a navy baseball cap. Very smart casual. Kompany.
White trainers.
Oh yeah, he's got the white trainers with thick soles. Fashionable. Eddie Howe in black and grey Newcastle training gear. Hands in pockets. It's Byrne down the line to Anderson, middle of the United half, 0-0. BBC Radio Newcastle. Bruno plays it through the legs of Amdouni.
Oh, he got away with it, didn't he?
Took a touch off the Burnley forward and
didn't mean that. No, he didn't mean that. Fortunately, the deflection's taken it back to Pope, who could come and pick it up.
We've had 6 minutes. Newcastle yet to do anything in the Burnley half, really. Now Lascelles has passed the ball out of play. Throw taken on the far side. Josh Cullen plays for Ireland. Cullen.
Yeah.
Vincent Kompany worked with him at Anderlecht before they moved to Burnley, the two of them. Back to the goalkeeper. Trafford well out of his box, straight onto the left boot of Byrne. Volleyed into midfield where it's picked up by Cullen. And then Roberts trying to get it down the line. Koleosho inside to Berger. Burnley have started well. They've been the better team. And they're on the attack on the left into the area. Good tackle by Newcastle. Out to Cullen. Has a touch. Feeds Koleosho in the area. Digs out the cross. Lascelles away. Almiron's headed it up. And then Longstaff gets it further clear into midfield. Almiron working hard to force Burnley back towards the halfway line. Koleosho wants it switched. He was free on the right side, but they went through the middle with the pass.
Yeah, it was a poor ball.
Nick Pope has it.
$1 million ball. I think it was Cullen who tried to play it.
Longstaff, right side of middle third of the field, and they've lost the ball. Newcastle. Koleosho is on the way again. Bruno gets involved this time, wins it for Gordon, taken down by Brownhill. A couple of rolls and spins from Anthony Gordon after the challenge. It's picked up by Brownhill and pats him on the back. Free kick
Good start by the visitors, hasn't it?
5 to 10 yards in front of the penalty area. Fabian Schär, hands on hips. They're just taking a moment, Newcastle.
Yeah, need to reset.
Eddie Howe's just called Almiron back into a deeper position because he was up there next to Isak. They've taken the free kick short. Now they go long. Almiron will chase. Taylor tried to control it. He's missed it, but it's run through to Trafford, who now picks it up in the 9th minute on BBC Radio Newcastle.
Oh, here we go.
Short.
Go on, press, go on.
To Jordan.
There you go.
Back to Trafford. Isak getting close to the keeper. He's gone for a Burnley throw. Must have taken a nick off Isak when he charged down.
That's what I was talking about before. You want to do that, you're taking your life in your hands. Taking big chances.
Roberts took a while over the throw. Burn and Bruno try to make a challenge. It's come across to Amdouni, still in the Burnley half, and forwards down the left, but Pope is there, and Newcastle have possession of the ball with Bruno deep in midfield. Trippier wants it on the right touchline, gets it, now steps into Burnley's half, comes back with the pass to Lascelles. Inside to Schär, behind the centre circle, left-footed to the right to Lascelles again, on to Trippier, closed down by Taylor, work down the line, but it hasn't stayed in play. Burnley have got a song about Luca Koleosho that's very similar to Newcastle's about Sandro Tonali, and they're singing it now. Here's a throw. Gordon might win that. Got his boot on the ball, then Almiron in the final third. Newcastle here, but Burnley get numbers around Almiron and come away with the ball. Left side, just behind halfway. 0-0 the score. Taylor at left back has a touch, back to the keeper. Isak closing down Gordon there as well. It's played forwards to the right to Roberts, who's given it to Bruno. On to Isak, edge of the area. Isak! Oh, saved low down by Trafford, who spilled it, and he was lucky that the spillage ran away from the goal and didn't go behind him, because it might have gone into the net.
It's an awful ball by Roberts. Those balls inside, you've got to be so precise with them. You give them away there, all of a sudden you're onto the back forward as Isak was then.
Burn beats Koleosho in the air. Cullen on halfway, gets it back. A short ball back to Roberts, then behind him is Amin Al-Dakil, the right-sided centre-half for Burnley today. Forwards to Berger, back to the goalkeeper. And then a flat ball driven through the middle. Lascelles controls, tries to push it back to Burn, but it's short. Burn, great recovery, and he was fouled by Amdouni.
Nervous wreck.
Lascelles intercepted the ball and was fine, but then next couple of touches were a little bit uncertain. Fortunately, Burn got in, and they're very pleased to hear the referee's whistle there. Bruno to Gordon, he's not had a chance to run yet. Here he goes, cuts inside, but has to go back. Then a ball forwards to Longstaff, bit of space near the centre spot, that's good. And then out it goes to Trippier. Anderson's in the wide left position at the moment. They carry on down the right wing. Longstaff to Almiron, back to Trippier. It's Wolves 1, Manchester City 0. Ruben Dias' own goal. 0-0 here, Burnley free kick. They've been the better team in the opening 13 minutes.
Yeah, they have, by a long way.
Back to Al-Dakil. Berger, Schär's followed him almost all the way to Burnley's penalty box. Roberts left-footed forwards. Burn with a header on. Anderson will chase after it. And Al-Dakil and Roberts do enough to see it out of play. Roberts to take the throw towards Amdouni. Cher behind him.
Oh, well played.
Chested it down and then switched the play. Newcastle want a handball, but Burnley have lost it to Almiron. Edge of the area. Almiron!
Oh, what a goal!
Oh, wow! Miguel Almiron, what a hit! That is a brilliant goal from Almiron. They won the ball back from Burnley on the far side. He took it on, cut inside onto his left, and has leathered it into the top corner. Burnley have started better, but Newcastle have scored first. Almiron with it, 14 minutes played. Newcastle United 1, Burnley 0.
I said before, you can't lose the ball in those areas. It's poor by Ramsey, it really is. Great finish though. Goals come totally against the run of play because Burnley have been the better side, but
That's a great strike from Almiron. Trippier winning it back. Almiron then taking it on. A couple of touches and into the corner, dipping as well after it beat Trafford. He scored some great goals. That is right up there with his best for Newcastle. They don't really deserve it, but they're delighted to have it. Burn up to Anderson, left of centre. At 3 around him, then Gordon wins it back and gets tugged down by Alderkeel. And the free kick given by referee Thomas Bramall. He's wearing orange today, by the way. Black shorts and socks for the officials. Bruno tying his right bootlace. Trippier comes across to take the free kick. Longstaff inside, front of the centre circle. Everyone else has gone up, and Burnley have brought everyone back. Koleosho's wanting to stay further upfield as Trippier floats it in, looking for Lascelles, who rises, headed down by a combination of players. They all went for it. Not quite sure who got the final touch. Referee says it was a black and white shirt. Might have been Byrne, might have been Lascelles. Burnley had defenders in there. Goal kick is given. They're playing it out short. And Taylor down the line. That's a good turn by Ramsey, who got done for the Newcastle goal. 1-0 the score on BBC Radio Newcastle. Cher looking to drop it in behind Roberts for Gordon. It's maybe a short header. Alderkeel in the nick of time lifts it clear from the edge of the box. And Anderson challenging with Berger, caught him.
It's a foul.
Gordon gets a yellow card for playing on after the whistle went.
For kicking the ball away.
He's telling the referee that he didn't hear. Now Anthony Gordon, that's a 5th booking of the season. So that's going to mean a ban, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll have to check that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's his 5th of the season.
Pretty sure
so it is a ban.
5th
yeah.
Premier League yellow card.
To miss West Ham, won't he?
That would be the case, and that will be a huge blow. Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 1. Bukayo Saka has scored their goal. Almiron has given Newcastle the lead here. Byrne down the line to Gordon. Anderson involved as well. Burnley have it back on halfway on the right. It's BBC Radio Newcastle. And then Almiron straight at the goalkeeper outside the box. Of a back pass then played out to Alderkeel with Almiron still pressing, and the defenders turned out of play.
They're rattled now, Burnley.
Dan Burn. Throw towards Anderson. He's got away from his man. Brought the ball down and then broken into the box. He hits the deck, takes a tumble. No appeals, gets up. Then Cher forwards, looking for Gordon. Intercepted by Cullen. Ramsey, tackled by Trippier. That's a throw. 15 yards behind halfway.
Hasn't had the best few minutes, has he, young Ramsey?
Burnley go back to Bayer. And then Trafford, the goalkeeper. Berger's lost it to Cher. Gordon on the left wing now. Turns, tries to get into the area, heads for the line. And couldn't get a cross away. In the end, kept it in for Al-Dakhil, who's been forced into the corner. And Longstaff blocks the clearance. The last touch was off the defender. It's a Newcastle throw. He looks like the one to play on. I mean, Al-Dakhil. 20 minutes have been played, and Almiron's goal gives Newcastle the edge. Burn with a throw, back down the line to Cher, and then from halfway to Pope, who's in front of the D. One touch, then a pass to Trippier. Forwards to goal scorer Almiron's come inside, then turned back on the outside, all with his left foot, and play to Trippier. Now it's Bruno. They've got runners. Longstaff down the wing. Isak in behind. Burnley header. It's come for Elliot Anderson. Then Isak on for Longstaff. What a touch from Isak. Longstaff! It's just trickled wide of the post. Is it a corner or is it a goal kick?
Goal kick.
They think it's a corner, Newcastle. But Thomas Bramwell has given goal kick, to the astonishment of those out there in black and white.
I don't think it came off anybody. Didn't look like it did.
Isak with a
great flick, wasn't it?
Back heel over the top. Longstaff definitely touched the defender.
Yeah.
It's coming down, half volley from Longstaff.
Got that wrong, the referee.
And it might have been on target had it not hit the defender.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest strike, was it?
No, but it didn't really travel very far before taking the touch. Berger with a header on. Trippier nodding it down. Cher closed down, could go back to the keeper. Instead it's out to Burn. Gordon down the line, but Anderson's there too. Roberts intercepts for Burnley, who have it on halfway to the right with Cullen.
Oh, cheers.
Short to Roberts.
Yeah. Thanks.
And back again, and now Trafford hangs it up. Burn watching it all the way, rises, and it's chested down by Berger. Gordon makes a tackle. Koleosho intercepted by Anderson, who's done very well. That's really tidy play by Anderson on the left. Cher now across the 18-yard line to Lascelles. He passes it to Trippier. Back to the skipper, and Lascelles away. Bayer with a touch to pull the ball down, and then on the turn back to his goalkeeper Al-Dakhil on it again. Cullen first time to Bayer, and then Trafford in the box once more. 6'6", he's another big lad, the goalkeeper. Short to Berger. Look at Fabian Cher there.
Yeah.
He's the furthest player forwards, pressing. I mean, they do it with Botman. He steps up out of defence as well, but Cher went a long way there. The Burnley ball forwards. Pope's come out of his
offside.
box.
Yeah, the boy's offside. He's
flag up against Koleosho. Lascelles, left-footed pass on to Cher, sweeping ball to Anderson, left side of central midfield, gives it to Gordon, inside to Anderson. Has to go back to Fabian Cher. 1-0 Newcastle, midway through the first half. Trying to get it in behind Charlie Taylor. The defender's made a good header. Foul on Trippier.
Ramsey again. He's had quite the opening 20 minutes, the young man.
Aaron Ramsey played for Middlesbrough last season, second half of the campaign on loan from Villa. And defender on the left for Burnley today, but not had the greatest opening period. Newcastle hadn't either, and then Almiron stuck one in the top corner. So it's 1-0 on BBC Radio Newcastle. And Trippier, what is quite a mild afternoon.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Still cloudy. He's going to send in a free kick from the right, looking for Burn.
Whoa.
And the goalkeeper has it in his hands. Don't know if he connected with it, Burn. Might have touched the defender and gone back to Trafford. Longstaff then stops. Koleosho breaking clear down the right wing with a bit of help from Anderson. And it's a throw next to the Newcastle bench. Connor Roberts to take it. There's been another goal. I think it's Everton 0, Luton 1. Tom Lockyer, the Luton defender, the scorer. Bruno, lovely, on his chest and then over the head of a Burnley player, and wants a free kick. He's appealing to the referee, but he's carried the ball over the line and out of play. And Jared Bowen has scored for West Ham, who lead Sheffield United 1-0.
Oh, it's a poor ball.
And the Burnley pass back to goalkeeper Trafford. Seeing not the best ball sent up from the box, and then Newcastle with a few challenges winning it back, and they want a corner here. And once again they are in the ear of the referee, who in their opinion has missed an obvious corner kick. Trippier and Lascelles go to him. They made the challenge, it was Trippier, and it's went forward at some speed. Eddie Howe is talking to the assistant on the near side. It's a Burnley goal kick again. Good header, very good header by Zeki Amdouni to Koleosho on the right wing. Then Gordon plays it against Koleosho, wins it back. Bruno back to Longstaff.
Just
Trippier
can't keep it, Burnley, can they? Keep giving it away.
Longstaff on the turn, on the floor with a pass to Trippier, gets it back. It's Almiron, dispossessed, but then pulled back Almiron by Josh Brownhill. Gets a talking to from the referee, no more. And then Trippier complaining to Thomas Bramall. Once again, Crystal Palace 1-0 up at Manchester United. Joachim Andersen, centre half, linked to Newcastle in the summer. Anderson scored the goal. This is Newcastle's Anderson, Elliot Anderson on the left. He's cut in away from two challengers, stopped by a third. Byrne has the ball, back to Cher, across to Lascelles. It's behind the centre circle. Plays it to Trippier, inside again to Lascelles. 1-0 through Almiron's goal. No Wilson and Botman today, by the way. The team is Pope, Trippier, Lascelles, Cher, Byrne, Longstaff, Bruno, Anderson, Almiron, Isak and Gordon.
Ooh, that was out.
Just kept the ball in the opinion of the assistant referee, and who are we to argue with the officials?
I've seen you do it many a time, Razor.
That's your influence on me. Isak's been played in. Alexander Isak one-on-one. He's got it around Trafford and just can't get a second touch to divert it into the net. It's a heavy touch initially from Isak from the ball forwards. It's a huge chance to make it 2-0, and he's eventually put it wide.
Great little ball round the corner. His first touch was heavy. Thought the keeper was slow getting there, but he's done well enough. But you still fancy him, don't you, when it bounces up off the keeper? Can't wrap his left foot round it.
And he's had to take the second attempt early because there's a defender coming in, about to clear. Fine margins, but it should be 2-0. It's level with Wilson on 4 goals. Isak very close to his 5th of the season in the 28th minute. Now Koleosho away from Burt. Fabian Cher, magnificent defending, textbook clean sliding tackle, and then wonderful midfield play from Bruno to switch the ball to Trippier, who's overrun it to Charlie Taylor. But the football from Newcastle leading up to that was top class. And Bruno, who's been good in this opening half an hour. He's on it again, edge of the area, looking to roll it through for Isak. Almiron with a nutmeg on Amdouni. Free kick, right of centre, 30 yards out, and finally Burnley see a player cautioned. Zeki Amdouni, yellow carded.
Just keep giving it away, Burnley. Keep causing all their own problems. Started really well, Burnley, and it's all about taking your chances at this level. To take one of those big chances could be a different game, but since we scored, they seem to have lost their belief.
This is a free kick in a really favourable position. 30 yards plus from the goal. They've got two players outside the box, Burnley, in the wall. And then Trippier, he's lifted it onto Isak, near side of the box, but Burnley clear it. Almiron takes over, and support from Cher on the corner of the penalty area. He's left it for Trippier, and then Koleosho gets in with a tackle. And now it's been cleared, but Longstaff is the covering play. He's headed it out. Couldn't make the most of that. It's a clever ball into the box, but Isak couldn't find the right first touch.
Under pressure, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was difficult for him.
And then Cher following up wasn't able to play in Trippier. Taylor with the throw. Gets it back. He's able to turn and pass it down the line, then receives it again, then into midfield to Cullen, who's got away from Almiron.
Oh, then he gives it away.
Pass. Anderson's left it for Cher, who goes back to the goalkeeper. Poke to Lascelles. And Cher and Lascelles exchanging ball again. Now it's with Byrne. Plays it forwards. Anderson just behind halfway. His 9th senior start, Elliot Anderson. Still looking for that first goal. Denied at Nottingham Forest by VAR last season. One of the few that didn't score at Sheffield United. A couple of challenges on the near side. It's Newcastle's throw. Burnley have a player down off the pitch. Referee's blown the whistle. Pointing and saying head injury. Josh Cullen don't really like it. Big atmosphere for an inexperienced referee. Luton are 2-0 up at Burnley. Carlton Morris with his 3rd Premier League goal, their centre forward. Not Burnley, at Everton. Luton are playing Everton. Luton and Burnley are playing each other on Tuesday. So Everton 0, Luton 2. Here, Newcastle 1, Burnley 0. That clears it up. Almiron to Longstaff, back to Trippier in the Newcastle half. Over halfway again to Longstaff, down the line to Almiron. Tried to play it on into the path of Longstaff, who'd gone beyond. Burnley have it again. And on the left side of defence, Taylor's been dispossessed. And then Newcastle with a cross into the area. And Anderson tried to take it side on the turn. And it was a heavy first touch, and the keeper has it in his hands. That second Luton goal has been disallowed, so they still lead 1-0 at Everton. Byrne with a header, having his shirt pulled. He's found Anderson, then Bruno. Almiron's coming back from an offside position. He doesn't challenge for the ball. And Taylor keeps it in on the line, playing it back to Jordan Bayer, German centre-half. Trafford to Berger. Oh. There's 3 on him. Oh. He's picked out the only pass available to Roberts on the right touchline.
They've given it
His
away
ball
again.
Is intercepted by Lascelles, then Anderson dispossessed by Amdouni. Koleosho tackled by Gordon.
They've doubled up on the boy, haven't they?
Applauded by Eddie Howe.
Yeah, they've doubled up on him.
It's possession in defence for Newcastle United. It's the first home match against Burnley since December 2021, almost 2 years ago. A match you'll remember was their first league victory that season at the 15th attempt, and Eddie Howe's first win as Newcastle manager. 1-0 up today through Almiron's goal. Header from Burnley from Al-Dakhil, who's given the ball away a lot, and Burn into Bruno, deep in midfield. Lascelles onto Trippier. Middle of their half, Newcastle. Isak comes to take a touch, and now they've got a runner from a ball down the right. It's Longstaff, Gordon and Anderson in the middle. Longstaff dinks it. Here's Elliot Anderson! And it's a save on the line, is it?
Yeah.
Blocked on the line. Looked a certain goal. Bruno in the area. Twisting and turning. Oh, he's done so well. Almiron coming in. Tried to volley it. Burnley clear. And Newcastle really should be 2-0 up. Great play from Longstaff.
Does great. Yeah, great ball. Just waits and waits. Great ball. Keeper does well.
Oh, the goalkeeper saved it, and then it spun away and behind him and is cleared off the line. Cher with the ball driven through the middle, looking for Trippier, who applauds, but it goes behind. It's one of those that it looked, because it had gone beyond the keeper, as if it was in.
It was a long way from being in, wasn't it? It was a good bit off the line.
The defender next to the post made the save, but Longstaff, great pick out. And still that first Newcastle goal is awaited by Elliot Anderson. Burn, big header on. Gordon beaten in the air by Al-Dakhil. Cher heads it forward. It's going to go out.
Keeper keeps pinging it straight onto the head of Dan Burn. He's the biggest player on the pitch, but he keeps doing it.
He must be trying to get one over his head and into the
You're not going to. Not. Oh dear, oh dear.
This throw's gone straight to Lascelles, on to Bruno, dispossessed by Berger, and back to Trafford. Newcastle lead 1-0. It's 10 minutes to half-time. Another ball given away by Burnley. Cher to Anderson. Tackle by Cullen.
Oh, that's harsh. Oh, that is harsh.
Luton are 2-0 up at Everton now. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the goals there, but they lead 2-0.
Tell me how that's a free kick.
Yeah, I thought it was a fair challenge from Cullen on Anderson. Slid in. Referee didn't like it. Trippier, 35 yards away from the goal. Goes down the left wing to Gordon. Players awaiting the ball into the box. Gordon chips it towards the penalty spot where Burn was standing. Burnley had it clear. Then Gordon with a header back to Trippier, who's on this near left side. It's Dan Burn now. Did well. Good feet. Back to Trippier. Into the penalty area, looking for Cher. It's a Burnley header, and it's come to Cher. Down to Almiron, corner of the box. It's gone for the cross. Roberts heads away. Longstaff let it bounce and then helped it forwards. Lascelles with a tactical foul in midfield on Cullen. Burnley get a free kick, which they've taken quickly. Brownhill to Taylor. Forced backwards by Almiron, and Brownhill under pressure now. There's 3 on top of Brownhill from Newcastle, and Anderson. Brilliant sliding tackle to push the ball out to Almiron. He's crossed with his right, and it's caught by the keeper at the near post. Knocked it past his man and just went for the ball quickly. Newcastle 1-0 up through Almiron's goal. BBC Radio Newcastle. West Ham are 2-0 up against Sheffield United. Space for Roberts. Down the line, Burn is there, gets there before Koleosho, passes it to Anderson, dispossessed by Roberts, who made the challenge on him from the back. Berger now to the edge of the area. Brownhill looking for Amdouni. What a clearance. Trippier, who got the ball away, has been caught. The whistle's gone. First time we've seen Burnley attack for some time.
Yeah, little ball lifted over the top. Trippier's done well. He's got caught as he's cleared his lines.
It's going to be Pope taking it in the penalty box. Applause for Joelinton, who's gone up to warm up with Ritchie and Target. Newcastle go back to the keeper, and then it's a big kick from Nick Pope towards Isak, who had that one good chance. Oh, he's got away from his man and been pulled back by Bayer. The referee, has he let it go?
Yeah.
Well, Isak's got an edge of the area. They want to play on Newcastle.
Oh,
he
let it go.
He let it go. It's completely indecisive officiating. He's shown the yellow card to Bayer. It's the clearest yellow card you'll see all season for the pullback. But Isak had rolled him, and despite the tug on the shirt, was making good progress towards the box and was on the edge of the area in a shooting position, having beaten another defender.
Just got caught under the ball. It's poor defending yet again. He's watching the player instead of watching the ball. Flight of the ball beats him. He's away from him, pulls him back. Referee lets the game go. We get to the edge of the penalty area, and then he pulls it back. He was getting himself into a goal shooting situation, and he pulls it back.
'41st minute, another set piece. Trippier behind this one again, into the box looking for Lascelles. It's headed down and come to Anderson 20 yards out. Then Almiron with a left-footed ball into the box. Amdouni's controlled it and then cleared it. He could have let it go. Bruno, what a touch off his chest to Trippier. And back inside to Bruno. Longstaff furthest man back in front of halfway. Shares on the left wing. He gets it, plays it back to Bruno, who's dropped in. Lascelles has stayed up there. Shares come back. Byrne had stayed up there. Longstaff gives it to Pope. Burnley push up to halfway. Newcastle with a short ball out to Trippier. Then back to the goalkeeper again. It's on to Isak, who heads it out wide right for Almiron. He plays it back to Trippier. It's off Aaron Ramsey's shins, and they have a throw. Inside it comes to Fabian Schär. Burnt down the line to Gordon, takes it infield. A couple of touches, pass to Bruno, dragged back, and then played back to Schär under pressure. And this is a long ball up to Isak, and the flag is up. Have a full run through of the half-time scores on BBC Radio Newcastle in just over 5 minutes, including reports on our featured matches in the FA Cup today in non-league. Miguel Almiron, scorer of the only goal at St James's, as we head towards half-time. Burnley back to their goalkeeper through the middle. It's bounced a couple of times. Schär with a header on. Burns not going to get there, and it's Berger towards Koleosho. Schär's come across and made the tackle once again. And the 19-year-old Koleosho plays it forwards, plays it back rather. Then it comes back to him, and it's a throw-in. Roberts. 25 yards out, yet to take it. Aldakeel's on his way forwards. He's telling Roberts to wait. Could be a long throw into the box then. Roberts towards the penalty spot. Header away by Newcastle, then touched on by Anderson. Back into the box from
keeper.
Taylor. That'll be keeper's ball. Can they go quickly? Pope's having a look. He's gone for the kick. They've got 4 players in the attack. Roberts has got his head onto it, but it's gone backwards and away and out. And Gordon with a throw. Everton have pulled one back. They are 2-1 down now at home to Luton. Gordon, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored. Dan Burn is going to take the throw. And he goes back to Fabian Schär. So Burnley push up, Newcastle along halfway to Lascelles. Bruno's passed it straight to Aaron Ramsey. This could be trouble for Newcastle. Amdouni to the left, Berger through the middle, Ramsey and Koleosho to the right. He's gone to the left, and then he's crowded out, but it's a deflected shot from Zeki Amdouni.
He didn't look like he knew what he was going to do when he got it.
Brownhill goes across to take the corner. So they're ending the half like they started at Burnley with a couple of attacks.
Yeah, but we give it away, don't we? Give it away in midfield. If their quality had been better, we might have been in trouble.
It's 1-0 to Newcastle. They played it back with a couple of passes. Roberts, and then swung in from the far side. Anderson trying to head it away. Brownhill wins possession back for Burnley, and then Ramsey next to the corner flag, with Anderson doing the defending, and then Longstaff playing it off a Burnley player, and it's gone into midfield. Taylor with a header, and from inside the Newcastle half, Roberts back to Trafford, who is 30 yards in front of his goal posts.
All about keeping the ball.
It's Bayer then with a risky back pass to Trafford, with Gordon chasing. Minimum of 2 additional minutes.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes stoppage time to be added. 2 minutes.
A driven ball through the middle. They're wanting Koleosho to make the run off the right wing and get it in behind defenders, but Byrne had tracked it and cleared. It's the away team who have possession at the moment. And once again, back to the goalkeeper at the Leazer's end. Clipped out to the right wing. Straight out of play, though. Byrne taking his time over the throw. Longstaff makes a run across from the middle. It's looking forwards now, Byrne. Gordon.
That's a foul throw.
Yeah, Gordon made the run in front of him, and Byrne dropped it at his feet, but foul throw.
Don't see many of them, do you?
I was just thinking that. Can't remember the last time I saw a foul throw decision given. Roberts for Burnley. It's their ball now. We're into the second of the minimum 2 additional minutes here on BBC Radio Newcastle. This is now Alda Keel back to the goalkeeper again, out of his box, back pedaling. Oh, given away. Anderson, Bruno. Elliot Anderson just outside the area. Great feet. Anderson saved by Trafford. Couldn't hold it again.
Oh, hey, I tell you what. They do your head in.
Roberts now brings it up to halfway. Bruno makes a challenge and then might have been fouled, but he's carried on and he's trying to get away down the left wing. The whistle could be imminent. And there it is, half-time. It's 1-0 to Newcastle. They have had opportunities to extend their lead, but it's just the one goal. Alexander Isak complaining to the referee. Might have been about the advantage that he didn't play, or started to play and then decided to bring it back. Burnley started well with chances, but Almiron stuck one in the top corner, one of his very best in a Newcastle shirt, and that is the difference in terms of the scoreline, Ando. But it was a concerning opening period, wasn't it, with the Burnley attacks?
Yeah, Burnley started well. They had 2 great chances, didn't take them. And I said then that chances at this level don't come along too often. You've got to be prepared to take them. They didn't, and they paid the penalty. They give the ball away in a bad area, and it's a great finish. You know, to be fair to Almiron, it's a smashing finish, but they lose it in that area of the pitch. You're always going to put yourself under pressure. From then on, we've controlled the game, I feel. Little half chances. Burnley trying to play out from the back, causing their own problems again, giving it away in bad areas. But it hasn't been our best. but it's good enough to be ahead.
Should have had other goals. Isak putting one wide after an initial shot was blocked. With a goal at his mercy, but he was under pressure on the follow-up, and Anderson didn't know how that one didn't go in. I thought it was in. The header saved, and then it was spinning towards the goal, but a defender in front of the post knocked it clear, and then Anderson with another chance there at the end. So they've had those opportunities, just haven't taken them, but shooting down the hill in the second half.
Yeah. Burnley, after the goal went in, seemed to lose belief, seemed to lose the confidence in what they were trying to do. As I said earlier, they keep giving it away in bad areas. You keep doing that, you're going to get punished. You know, they've been fortunate that they haven't been punished more. But it could be a long 45 minutes in the second half.
It's Newcastle United 1, Burnley 0.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
We're talking about the devastating news of the tree being cut down at Sycamore Gap.
To be honest with you, I'm choked up.
You can hear it in my voice. I'm devastated.
It really is sad.
Mike's with us from Northumberland Wildlife Trust. Now, Mike, you know about trees. Is there any way that a new tree could be transplanted in?
You could bring something in a helicopter, I guess. Yeah. But actually, it'd be really, really difficult to keep a tree like that alive. Let's hope we'll get some big resources around this, and everybody will come together to make a really positive thing come out of this.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6. BBC Radio Newcastle.
Total Sport North East.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Newcastle United lead through Miguel Almiron at half-time. 1-0 up on Burnley. We'll be back with Matthew Raisbeck and John Anderson for full commentary of the second half very shortly. Elsewhere in the Premier League today then, the early kick-off had 7 goals, 6 of which were scored by Aston Villa. They thumped Brighton 6-1, and Ollie Watkins' hat-trick was added to by a Pervis Estupiñán own goal, and then 2 in the last 5 minutes, 1 from Jacob Ramsey and 1 from Douglas Luiz. In the 3 o'clock kick-offs, Arsenal 2-0 up at Bournemouth through Bukayo Saka and a penalty from Martin Odegaard. Everton 1, Luton 2. Tom Lockyer and Carlton Morris giving Luton a 2-0 lead. Dominic Calvert-Lewin 4 minutes before half-time getting 1 back for Everton. Crystal Palace lead at Old Trafford as well. Joachim Andersen, the big centre-half, after 25 minutes. So it's 1-0 to Crystal Palace over Manchester United. West Ham are 2-0 up on Sheffield United. Jared Bowen and Thomas Souček with those goals. Manchester City are losing at Molineux. Wolves 1, Manchester City 0. A Ruben Dias own goal after 13 minutes. Spurs against Liverpool is the 5:30 kickoff.
Total Sport North East.
On the station with Newcastle and Sunderland commentary exclusively live.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Into the Championship after Sunderland's 3-0 win at Sheffield Wednesday last night. Bristol City are 2-1 up on Stoke at half-time. All 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. Sam Bell and Naki Wells for Bristol City. Mady Laris getting 1 back for Stoke. No goals between Cardiff City and Rotherham, nor between Huddersfield and second place Ipswich. It's Hull 1, Plymouth 1 though. Adam Randell with Plymouth's opener midway through the first half. Regan Slater equalising for Hull on the stroke of half-time. Swansea lead at Millwall. A Jamal Lowe penalty after 23 minutes. Goalless between Norwich and Birmingham, but West Brom are 2-0 up at the leaders Preston. Darnell Furlong and Alex Mowat. No goals between Queen's Park Rangers and Coventry City. And Middlesbrough's revival continues. They lead 2-1 at Watford. Riley McGree scored twice in the first 12 minutes. Fakun Bayo got 1 back for Watford, but Watford won, Middlesbrough 2 at half-time.
Total Sport North East.
The Newcastle and Sunderland AFC podcast
on BBC Sounds.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Into League One then. Blackpool lead 1-0 at Barnsley. A Jordan Rhodes penalty. No goals between Derby and Cambridge United. Sam Hoskins has given Northampton a 1-0 lead at half-time away at Exeter. Goalless between Fleetwood and Leyton Orient. Lasse Sørensen has scored twice for Lincoln City. They're 2-0 up on Cheltenham. Cheltenham have still not scored a single goal all season. Peterborough United 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Bolton lead 1-0 at Port Vale. Dion Charles on the very stroke of half-time with that goal. Reading and Burton is goalless, so too is Shrewsbury against Charlton. Stevenage 1, Oxford United 1. Portsmouth have turned it around to lead 2-1 at Wigan. Wycombe are 1-0 up on 10-man Carlisle United. In League 2, Stockport County 2-0 up at Accrington Stanley. AFC Wimbledon 2-1 up on Tranmere despite going a goal behind after just 4 minutes. Barrow 1, Doncaster 0. Walsall have taken a very late first half lead to lead 2-1 away at Bradford. Colchester United 3, Notts County 1. Crawley Town 1, Sutton United 0. Adam Campbell with Crawley's goal, former Gateshead and Newcastle player of course. Morecambe are 1-0 up away at Forest Green Rovers thanks to Michael Mellon. Gillingham 1, Mansfield 1. Harrogate lead through an own goal 1-0 away at MK Dons. Salford City also lead through an own goal 2-1 up at home to Newport County. It's Swindon 1, Grimsby Town 0, and Wrexham, who scored and had a man sent off in the space of 5 minutes, are 2-1 down at home to Crewe Alexandra at the break.
Total Sport North East.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
To non-league then, the early kick-off in the FA Cup third qualifying round saw South Shields lose 2-0 at Leek Town. Mark Grocott in the first half, Robert Stevenson with a cracker in the second. South Shields' FA Cup campaign is over, but we are hoping for better news at half-time in the other two games involving our teams this afternoon. First we go to Whitby, where Morpeth Town trying to reach the final qualifying round for just the third time in their history. Paul Dixon, how are they getting on?
Well, it's a good game here, Colin, but at half-time it's nils each, and I can't believe that there hasn't been goals in the first half. In fact, it was 7 minutes in when Whitby had a real good chance. Jacob Grattan in on goal. His left foot shot was brilliantly saved by Down Lowson, diving full length to save. And then on 12 minutes, a great three-man move. Liam Noble, Sam Hodgson fed Andrew Johnson, who from 12 yards out fired straight at the Whitby keeper, and for me, he should have scored. But then back at the other hand, Lewis Hawkins missed an absolute sitter for Whitby. 6 yards out, fired high over the bar after Morpeth goalkeeper Dan Lowson somehow dropped across at the feet of Hawkins. And then on 23 minutes, Morpeth were rather unlucky. A corner by Liam Noble found the head of Michael Turner, who's ever just going wide at the post. A real let-off for Whitby. But then right on half-time, Whitby nearly went ahead. A cross by Aaron Halswell. It was a cross-come shot, and the ball looked as though it was going in the far post, but just went past the post. Nils each here, Colin, end-to-end stuff. Big game in the second half for Morpeth if they want to get through this tie. Nils each.
Paul, thank you very much for the moment. And Blythe Spartans have been further than this plenty of times, but it's Worksop Town who's standing in their way this afternoon. Dom James at Croft Park, how's it going for them?
The half-time score is Blythe Spartans 0, Worksop Town 0. A cagey start, Worksop looking the most likely to score. Vaughan Redford coming close with a header from a corner early on. 12 minutes in, Blythe Cedric Main won a free kick on the edge of the box. Nicky Devidix hitting his effort straight into the wall though. 80 minutes, Blythe with a good break. Will McGowan, Blythe's best player so far. He found Michael Little on the left. He had a great ball into the box, but no one was there to get on the end of it. 26 minutes, Blythe fans started to get frustrated. They couldn't string many passes together. Captain Nicky Devidix getting a yellow card for a pull on a Worksop player. What looks to be a dangerous attack. Worksop coming close on 39 minutes. Terry Hawkbridge from the right with a deep cross to the back post. Liam Hughes heading just over. Hughes would come close soon after with a header, but Alex Mitchell with a fantastic scrambling save in the Blythe net to keep the ball out from going into the bottom right hand corner. Cedric Main had Blythe's first effort on goal just before half time. Devidix with a ball over the top. Main just inside the box on the right hand side. His effort straight at the goalkeeper though. Graham Fenton will be looking for some more attacking threat in the second half for Blythe. The attendance here is 738 here at Croft Park. The half-time score, Blythe Spartans 0, Worksop Town 0.
Dom, thank you. So it's goalless in our two FA Cup games, Morpeth at Whitby and Blythe against Worksop. It's goalless in the National League with Gateshead away at Bromley. We've got 4 teams playing in the NPL East Division this afternoon. Consett, Ashington, Dunstan and Hebburn are all goalless at half-time, and so too is Berwick Rangers' game at Linlithgow Rose in the Scottish Lowland League. Surely at least one of them's getting a goal in the second half. We will find out and we'll round it all up in the non-league roundup at 5:45.
Meet Jill from Alnwick.
I'm a 43-year-old mum of one.
And a colostomy bag.
This is Colin, my stoma bag.
Early one morning, Jill set off from Dover and headed to France.
Come on, Jill, let's go! Woohoo!
It would take her 14 hours to cross the world's busiest shipping lane.
Terrified.
But she wasn't on a boat. She was in the water.
Never swum more than 2 miles in my whole life. Scared of the open water.
When she reached Europe, Jill became the first person with a stoma to swim solo across the English Channel.
Just because you've got a stoma, it doesn't mean that your life is over.
Follow her journey now on BBC Sounds.
Well, that was abrupt. Newcastle United lead Burnley by 1-0 at half-time. Miguel Almiron, after 14 minutes. We'll be back with Matthew Raisbeck and John Anderson for full commentary of the second half in just a moment. But before we do that, we go to Welford Road because Newcastle Falcons are at Leicester Tigers in the Premiership Cup. We are very rudely interrupting Dean Gray and Tamara Taylor's second half commentary to get a brief update on how things are going, Dean. And the brief update would be badly.
Yeah, well, that's one word. I don't think you need to say any more than that, Colin. And your timing's pretty good because it's just coming to the end of half-time now. The Guard of Honour's out waving the flags before the players get out. And at the moment, the score stands at a very one-sided game. 39-0 to Leicester Tigers, who've just had far too much pace, power and accuracy. Newcastle giving away penalty after penalty after penalty. Leicester putting the ball into the corner, and generally, Morley, it was a bit of deja vu, a case of deja vu, Colin. We've seen the same thing time and again, and Newcastle cannot defend against the power that that Leicester have in the pack, rather. Precious little ball to play with, very few attacking opportunities, and when they've had them, they haven't been able to make much out of them. Leicester have been so dominant in the breakdown area, winning those penalties and comfortably ahead. We expect to see Leicester changing their team at half-time or just after, I would imagine, the timeout. Smithy always hated, and about 23 subs come on from both sides, and you're trying to recognise names. Charlie Clare's got a hat-trick for them so far. Joe Powers nicked a couple of tries, scrum half darts, but most of it's coming from the power of the forwards, and no way back really from a Newcastle side here who've got precious crumbs of comfort from that first half. A man down, as I said, with Guy Pepper in the bin, and this is one-way traffic, unfortunately.
Dean, thank you very much indeed. There is full commentary of that game. The second half, as Dean says, just about to start on the BBC Sport website and the BBC Sport app. I still can't believe Falcons haven't scored a single point, given that all the non-league teams I've just mentioned haven't scored a single goal in the first half either. Hopefully that will change. Last night, Sunderland, as we mentioned earlier, recorded their 5th win in 7 matches. They won 3-0 at Hillsborough with a couple of goals in the first 8 minutes. The full interview with the head coach Tony Mowbray is available on the BBC Newcastle Twitter feed. In the basketball last night, in the BBL Championship, Newcastle Eagles were beaten by 7 points at home by Cheshire Phoenix. 80-73 is how it finished in the end. And the Ryder Cup 4 balls are still going on as we speak as well. The score, as it stands, 9.5, 3.5, but the Americans 3 up with 4 to play in match 2. The Europeans now up in 3rd and 4th matches as well, though it is looking like another good day in Rome. Is it going to be a good afternoon at St James's Park? We will find out. We will head back now down there to Matthew Raisbeck and John Anderson, who are going to bring us full commentary of the second half between Newcastle United and Burnley in just a tick.
Half-time highlights.
Total Sport North East.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Newcastle want a handball, but Burnley have lost it to Almiron. Edge of the area. Almiron! Oh, what a goal! Oh, wow! Miguel Almiron! What a hit! That is a brilliant goal from Almiron. They won the ball back from Burnley on the far side. He took it on, cut inside onto his left, and has leathered it into the top corner. Burnley have started better, but Newcastle have scored first. Almiron with it, 14 minutes played. Newcastle United 1, Burnley 0.
Total Sport North East.
Matthew Raisbeck and black and white legend John Anderson.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
It's the only goal of the match so far here on BBC Radio Newcastle. 1-0 to United. Burnley are already out, ready for the second half. Newcastle substitutes and the ground staff just making their way off the pitch. Here comes the referee, Thomas Bramall. He upset both teams at times. It's probably normal though for any referee during that first half. Don't think Burnley are making any changes, so it's James Trafford in goal, Connor Roberts, Amin Al-Dakhil, Jordan Byer, Charlie Taylor, Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, Sander Berger and Aaron Ramsey as their midfield players, and then the attackers, Luka Koleosho, who's been quick and dangerous, and Zeki Amdouni. And now they're back with us. Boys in black and white. And it is the same 11 players: Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Captain Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes, Elliot Anderson, Miguel Almiron, Anthony Gordon, who will be banned for the West Ham match next Sunday because of his 5th yellow card of the season, and Alexander Isak. And it's Isak who's going to kick us off in the second half, rolling it back to Bruno. Newcastle shooting towards the goal to the right at the Gallagher end, and it's already up to Gordon. And then Longstaff now helping it on to Anderson wide left. It's an early attack in the opening seconds of the second half. A back heel from Anderson. Byrne hangs up a cross. Isak in the middle, Taylor away. Coming in, deflected just wide.
Whoa.
Kieran Trippier on the volley. It was heading towards the bottom left corner. Big deflection, almost took it into the bottom right corner, and it's narrowly wide and behind for a corner kick.
Keeper probably had the initial shot covered, but the deflection has gone inches past his left-hand post, and he was nowhere near it.
Trippier rolls the corner along the goal line to Almiron, back again, then Trippier looking for Bruno in the box, but it's cleared. Gordon with a quick throw to Trippier on this right-hand side. Miguel Almiron to Bruno and back to Trippier. It's BBC Radio Newcastle and NUFC TV. Fabian Schär's got it in front of halfway, and it's the big switch from Schär. Charlie Taylor challenges for it with Trippier, but Trippier finds Almiron, and it's back with Newcastle again. Bruno down the line to Almiron. Longstaff inside. Trippier on the overlap, gets it, sends in the cross. Here's Anderson, miss kicks at the edge of the area. He's desperate for that first goal. It's just not coming at the moment. They're keeping the pressure on here at the start of the second period. Byrne and Isak on the left. And Byrne's gone down. Isak's got the ball and has tried a trick, but carried it over the line and out for a throw.
A couple of times Big Dan Burns lost his footing, isn't it?
Roberts with the ball into midfield. Gordon has
given it away again,
pinched it back. Then Almiron gives it away, looking for Anderson. Bruno with pressure on Bayer, and Taylor at the edge of the Burnley area, and a long ball down the left wing, and Aaron Ramsey.
I'm amazed he's come out second half, young Ramsey.
He took a touch, but
the mistake
went out.
Mistake for the goals, obviously rattled them a little bit.
And they paid about 12 million to Villa to get him in the summer. Still only 20 years of age. Played for England's youth teams. He's on the left for Burnley this afternoon. Gordon on the left for Newcastle. Twisting and turning, back to Byrne. Now to Schär at the edge of the penalty area. Across to Lascelles. They're in their defensive third, Newcastle. Trippier down the line off Ramsey. Almiron wins a throw. It's a sliding tackle from Taylor. He got the ball. Almiron went over the top, but no sense of a foul. Trippier with a quick throw to Lascelles. Trippier away, but blocked by Ramsey. It's back with Lascelles, out to Trippier. Into midfield to Longstaff, misses out Bruno, and then it runs across Byrne. Passes it towards Gordon on halfway. Now a run for Gordon. Hasn't had the opportunity to do much of this in the match. It's cut inside, off the left wing to Anderson, back towards Gordon, but well covered by Berger, the Norwegian. Taylor towards Ramsey, back down the line to the fullback. Almiron closing down. Burnley in a bit of a tight spot here. Jordan Bayer away, off the outside of his left boot. Trippier might have been fouled by Ramsey. Play on, Newcastle win it back through Longstaff, and Ramsey has tripped Trippier, and he gets right in the face of the youngster. He didn't like it.
No, that's not. He should know better, Trippier. He's just thrown himself. There was not hardly any contact at all. That's playing to the crowd, that. Watch.
Was it not the earlier one that he was annoyed about?
Well, the first one I thought was a free kick to Burnley.
Ramsey's gone back to Trippier. Referee is in the middle of them as they talk about this. No yellow card for either player. Thomas Bramall discussing it with Trippier, who's pointing at Ramsey, who's still having his say. And Kieran Trippier is not at all pleased, but he's going to take the free kick. They've got players 5 yards away from the penalty area in Newcastle, on the left side of the pitch. Trippier with a short free kick inside to Longstaff, who controls it, then clips it into the area, looking for Lascelles. Header down, Anderson on the 18-yard line, now to Bruno. Lascelles on the left wing to Gordon. He's gone for the shot, it's blocked. And there's a Burnley player, it's Berger, who made the block. Looked like he'd hurt himself. He's got back up. Newcastle remain on the attack. Bruno crossing in from the left, good ball. It's come to Cher at the back post.
Whoa. Saw a goal, didn't he? He had goal written all over it, and his concentration went, and it's just spun away from him.
Good ball in by Bruno. Didn't have the right.
Thought I'm going to chest this down, I'm going to volley a top corner. And it just got away from him.
Didn't have the cleanest, the first touch, the control that he was looking for. Cher at the back post, then couldn't get the shot away. 52 minutes, and it remains 1-0 to Newcastle.
Persevering on that ball to pick Dan Burns' head out.
Well, Burn takes the throw. It's close to halfway. They've gone back to Cher, and along the edge of Newcastle's box to Lascelles, having a think about going forwards with it. It's onto Longstaff and then back to Lascelles. Trippier caught by Taylor. Trippier stayed down. Yellow card, I think, here for Charlie Taylor. He's been booked. A bit frustrated, Kieran Trippier. It's back up. I think that what they wanted initially was the ball played out to him quickly, and it went to Lascelles and he held on to it, and then they almost got played into trouble, Newcastle. That led to Trippier being fouled. Lascelles with the free kick. It's gone long. Almiron is chasing. Bayer lets it bounce, and the goalkeeper was
good decision in the end
to pick it up. Al-Dakhil in the box, away from Gordon to Cullen. A lot of black and white there. Burnley play it square to Taylor. Inside he comes.
Oh, he's in bother.
Back to Trafford.
There you go. Go on.
Isak closes down.
Test that ball again.
To Koleosho. Burn with a cushion header out to the left. Anderson's kept it in and played it back down the line to Dan Burn. Fired up to Gordon. What a touch from Gordon. Oh, Isak was being held, was he? That's the appeal from Newcastle as Gordon threaded it through. And Jordan Bayer there, they think had hands on Isak. Couldn't get onto the end of the pass because he was on the move and trying to make the run. Burnley have cleared it all the way through to Nick Pope, and we play on.
Yeah, he just stopped, didn't he, Isak? Whether that's because he's been held.
Trippier to Almiron, what a flick onto Longstaff, then the ball in behind. Isak might get there. Oh, Bayer just, and he got a little bit lucky at the edge of the area. Burnley still have possession, living dangerously Newcastle 1-0 up on BBC Radio Newcastle. Koleosho's played it against Burn, and it's stayed in, and Gordon's taken it on away from Koleosho towards the corner on the left. Good running by Gordon into the penalty box, manages to pull the ball back and cleared out for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, they're all over the place at the minute, Burnley. It just feels a matter of time before that second one comes in.
Anderson to Bruno and back again. Anderson, the cross towards Longstaff. It's reached Almiron. Now it's on to Trippier. Longstaff header. Wide.
Yeah, it wasn't a great deal of pace on the ball, was there? On the cross, he's just trying to generate it. Just flicked at the header.
Ten minutes of the second half played. Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall are sent to warm up. Joe Linton now joins them, and Jacob Murphy. Burnley are going to make a change. They eventually take the goal kick. And then Sander Berger's gone across there with Koleosho and Burn. Berger trying to help it on with his head for the run. He did that, but it went out. Arsenal are 3-0 up at Bournemouth. 1-0 here. Share across the box to Lascelles. Trippier's out wide, gets the ball. Almiron making the run down the line. Trippier turns and goes back to Lascelles, into the feet of the goalkeeper. 6-yard box, across to the other side of the area to Share, onto Burn. Bruno available inside. They go down the line to Gordon. He takes it inside with his first touch. Then a pass to Longstaff. Now Almiron. Brilliant football. Right to left and left to right. Almiron to Trippier. Here's the cross towards Isak, and then Anderson can't get there. Coming in behind. Goal kick.
Great play.
What a goal that would have been.
Just moved the ball so quickly. Whipped in. Burnley so stretched at the moment.
Short goal kick from Burnley, back to Trafford. Burn with that header that he's won again from Koleosho. Bruno to Anderson. He's found a bit of space and passes it to Trippier, on for Anderson's run. Bayer comes over and makes the challenge. Defended it well, the German. Scher makes a challenge on Berger. Kai Havertz penalty for Arsenal's third goal, by the way. Double change. Jay Rodriguez is coming on, and so too is Jakob Brun Larsen, a winger. And off is Luka Koleosho. And the other player going off
replaced by number 34
is Zeki Amdouni. So they're leaving Aaron Ramsey on. So like-for-like changes, really. Jay Rodriguez, ponytail, 34-year-old.
Replacing him, number 9, Jay Rodriguez.
Might be a different type of opponent. A battle for Lascelles and Share at the back. Almiron's goal, the only one we've had in the first 58 minutes. Newcastle started the second half well. Trafford with not the best ball to Bayer at the edge of the area. He's cleared it, and Share hooks it forwards. His players offside, so they don't go for it. Then Anderson makes a run from deep, but the visiting goalkeeper gets his hands to the ball. Lascelles beats Rodriguez in the air. First aerial challenge between those two. Colin with pressure from Bruno. Alderkiel has to get it back to his goalkeeper, then played out to Cullen. Then Alderkiel on the corner of the box, inside to Trafford. Well, that's when it works for Burnley, and they don't get caught in their defensive third, but the long ball forwards gives Newcastle a chance to win it through Share, and then Burn has to put it out, but they've stopped the Burnley attack.
Yes, I haven't seen anything of Burnley as an attacking force in this second half. It's been all in their half of the pitch.
Bayer across halfway to Taylor. Ramsey on the near side, back to the fullback Taylor, who's combined well there with Cullen. Keeps possession. Cullen away from the challenge of Longstaff, back into his own half to Bayer. Now Gordon closing down Al-Dakhil, who's stepped inside and away, then chipped through the middle, and there's no flag, but Pope comes and heads away. And guess what we've got now? The offside flag.
Where were the two centre-backs?
Yeah. Manchester City have equalised through Julian Alvarez at
He's
Wolves.
never offside. He was never offside. That's a break.
Joe Linton's going to come on. Tonali and Murphy warming up. Lascelles having restarted the match. The ball to Trippier. Inside to Lascelles again. Share now. And Trippier angled ball into midfield to Anderson. Took it under pressure. Wins a free kick. Very good play.
Not too sure about that either.
You're not too sure about this referee, are you?
It's coming together between two players. I didn't see a free kick in it.
Burn for Gordon. Carries it backwards towards halfway, and a pass to Bruno, left of centre. Now Trippier near the centre spot. Almiron wide on the right. Back to Trippier. Not much movement up ahead. Newcastle still have the ball. Almiron gives it to Trippier, then makes a forward run inside and backwards to Lascelles. Square to Share. Then Share with a crossfield ball to find Almiron in space on the touchline. 2 to beat. Comes inside away from them. Oh, what a ball from Almiron. Almost found Gordon. Really well executed the ping towards Gordon, far side of the area, but Burnley managed to get it back to the goalkeeper.
He's always going to come in off that left side, isn't he? He's not going to go down the line.
Ball through the middle. Trippier is there and heads it back to Pope. Lascelles let it go. Got the call from Trippier. And they're ready to bring Joe Linton on. Lascelles drives it. Anderson makes the run. Al-Dakhil heads into midfield. Gordon then gets the other side of Berger. Great recovery from Gordon to win possession back, but then his pass is straight to Taylor. Ramsey inside.
Oh dear.
Almiron intercepts. This is Trippier onto Almiron again. He's had a good game, Almiron. Keeps Newcastle in possession of the ball. Trippier up to Isak. He's been tackled by one, then managed to get the ball back, then lost it again. Then Burnley lose possession. Bruno fouled by Rodriguez. Central position, 30 to 35 yards out. They'll have a free kick. Now they're going to make the change, and Elliot Anderson is the player coming off.
I think he's done all right, Anderson. He's been busy.
Very close to his first goal with the header in the first half. Straight swap, Joe Linton. So good to see him back. On in the 64th minute here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Got a phone in after the game and post-match reaction to come before 6 as well. Trippier, as you'd expect, behind the free kick. Gordon to the right, Longstaff hanging back. They've played it to Gordon. He then hangs the ball into the box towards the far side, and Burns run, but Trafford read it and was quick off his line to come and claim.
Yeah, it was keeper's ball all day, wasn't it? It was just hung there.
And they played it short again, Burnley, and worked it to Taylor. Left touch line, level with the penalty area. Back inside to Bayer. More Newcastle players in the press here. Oh, that's along the goal line, just away from Isak. Then Gordon's won it in the corner. And his ball back was a bit risky. Dan Burns done well to keep it in. And then Joelinton plays it to Lascelles on halfway. Trippier. Over to Cher. Pinged down the line. Burnley win it back. Bruno from halfway all the way to Pope. There's one over the top. Joelinton running in behind. Al-Dakhil with the header. Isak can't win it from Cullen. Berger gets in a bit of a tangle, but just manages to find a teammate in Roberts. And now Burnley with an opportunity for the first time really in the second half to attack. Jakob Brun Larsen into midfield to Sander Berger. Almiron there to cut the ball out, and Pope catches it.
Just can't keep it, Burnley.
As a player down, it's Joelinton in the box. It's just come on. He's on his back, his hands across his head. I've no idea what happened.
No.
This doesn't look good for a player who's just returned on Wednesday. Sandro Tonali is on the touchline. Joelinton, could it be the knee again? Bending his right leg. Longstaff, Almiron come over for a water bottle. Jason Tindall is there, so too Eddie Howe, now having a chat. All of Burnley's players have come across to see Vincent Kompany. There are 67 minutes on the clock. BBC Radio Newcastle. What do you make of it at the moment, John Anderson, and where it's heading?
I think it's been all the second half. Burnley haven't been able to get out of their own half, second half. They haven't been able to keep the ball. They've been sloppy in possession. Just feel there's more goals there if you want them. They keep taking chances as well.
They've made another change, Burnley.
Joelinton's coming off, is he?
It's Wilson Odobert who's on, and he has replaced Aaron Ramsey. Wilson Odobert. He's come on to the left side.
I think it's his hamstring.
Joelinton, having just come on, he'd been on only a couple of minutes. Sandro Tonali is brought on in place of Joelinton, and this will be a big worry for Eddie Howe. It's without Callum Wilson, Sven Botman, Joe Willock, Harvey Barnes because of injury. Can ill afford to lose another big player, but Joelinton heads straight down the tunnel. And they've got Anthony Gordon suspended for next weekend's Premier League match. Still 1-0 in front though. Tonali with a flick onto Gordon and back towards the Italian. Bruno trying to get it in midfield. It's a Burnley touch, and then Almiron. What a pass, Almiron! What a ball! Trippier. He's got two in the middle. Isak and Gordon. Oh! And defender missed it in front of Isak. It hit the goalkeeper, and Burnley able to clear as far as Longstaff, and then his touch from Longstaff off Berger. And back to Trafford.
Well, great switch of play. Good ball rolled in by Trippier, breaking down this right side.
Wolves are 2-1 in front against Manchester City. Hwang Hee-Chang has scored. Almiron trying another flick towards Bruno. It's with Burnley now. Wilson Odobert. In between Almiron and Trippier, then on the outside. Odobert with the pull back for Burnley. Cullen coming in. Big block by Bruno. And then Trippier with the header clear up to Isak. Laid off to Almiron. Now they can go. Almiron can run it. tried to get Tonali in. Tonali with a touch, but then a tackle from Roberts left side. Wilson Odobert, that was exciting for Burnley, worrying for Newcastle. "20 minutes to play. Isak with a through ball. Tonali making a run. Trafford comes and picks it up. Joe Linton was on for 4 minutes. That's not including, well, that is including, sorry, the treatment that he had. So, a couple of minutes of match action. Longstaff chasing, trying to close down Josh Brownhill, the Burnley captain. He's played it to the wide position to Odobert. It's Lascelles then with an interception, a ball to Trippier. Burnley have it back, left side, just in front of halfway. Cullen with the ball, Fabian Schär, lovely touch. And he's played it to Lascelles, back to Trippier.
Just put your foot behind it, just knock it down the line.
Trippier,
you're winning 1-0.
Didn't want that ball, Trippier. Burn down the line this time to Gordon. Infield he comes, carries it like he enjoys to do and does so well. But the pass was short, and a Burnley defender intercepts, and Isak can't get there. And Gordon has committed another foul. Vincent Kompany's team through Jordan Bayer. Play it from halfway to the left wing to Odobert. Taylor back to Bayer. Isak and Gordon get close to Burnley players on the ball. Now Tonali closing down Robertson, he's won it. Sandro Tonali on the left wing. Inside with a pass to Bruno. Burnley get everybody behind the ball. 1-0 Newcastle lead. Almiron, Trippier on the overlap. Oh, Almiron's ball to Trippier, not the best, but it's going to go behind for a corner off Charlie Taylor, who made the block. They're a bit lucky to get that.
Bit of a hospital ball, wasn't it?
Kieran Trippier. Gallagher end, out swinging corner. Tonali's in the box. Gordon, Almiron edge of the area. Burnley have everybody back. 72nd minute. Good corner kick.
Good header.
Flicked away by Bayer to Gordon. Left corner of the box. Comes inside. Deflected shot. Trippier wants to let it run for another corner, and it has. Murphy and Targett warming up. Jason Tindall with some words for Almiron, his latest attacking set piece. Trippier pulling his sock up, steps back from the ball, left arm in the air. It's towards the penalty spot. Burnley header away again. Isak on his chest, Gordon on the outside. Isak's played it to Gordon, he's gone for goal.
Ooh. Right idea.
And it's straight at Trafford.
Just tried to whip it, hasn't he? Fortunately, straight into the midriff of the keeper.
It's at the near post. And the keeper makes the save. Odobert here, the 18-year-old winger. Inside to Rodriguez. That's a good ball for Burnley. Brun Larsen chases it, but won't get there. And the idea for
Doesn't
Burnley
look the
was
most
good.
mobile, does he? Larsen got caught on his heels.
Burn throws it down the line, headed inside by Burnley. Longstaff gets a big header on the ball, then Gordon beaten in the air. Burnley pass is straight to Bruno, who was able to play it to Schär, who's taken a whack, but they carry on here. Newcastle. Gordon on the touchline, gave it to Al-Dakhil, and they start again from the back. The 20-year-old goalkeeper James Trafford. Cullen back to Trafford. No further activity on the Newcastle bench. Ball forwards from Burnley, headed away by Trippier. Al-Dakhil heads it straight to Gordon, into the area. Anthony Gordon, good challenge. Oh, referee, he's given the penalty. He's given the penalty for the tackle by Al-Dakhil on Gordon. Looked like he might have taken the ball, but Gordon, who won a penalty kick here against Brentford and was then denied one last weekend against Sheffield United, has been tackled by Amin Al-Dakhil, and Thomas Bramall has pointed to the spot pending a VAR check which will determine whether it will be a penalty or not.
He needs to go and look at this.
Burnley are around the referee. The VAR today is Jared Gillett. Bruno has picked up the ball. A lot of Newcastle players have come across to see Eddie Howe and get a water bottle. As it stands, he's not being asked to go and look at the monitor, and they seem as though they are going to stick with the decision. But as Bruno gives the ball to Isak, the referee tells Burnley players to go away. There's no Callum Wilson today, so penalty duties fall to their Swedish striker, who scored from the spot last season here against Bournemouth and then stuck a penalty away, a late winner at Nottingham Forest, and this now in the 76th minute, if he scores, will double Newcastle's lead. Alexander Isak with the penalty has rolled it into the bottom corner, sending Trafford the wrong way. It's his 5th of the season. He is outright their leading scorer, and it's Newcastle United 2, Burnley 0.
Well, that's a quality penalty. Just waited for the keeper to go and then just rolls it in the other corner.
Isak into the bottom corner, confidently done, dispatched. And Trafford diving the other way. He got the winner in that net the other night.
Dakhil's had a nair, hasn't he?
Now he's got the second goal.
Looks like he's won the ball.
It does from the angle that we have. It looks like he's got the ball, but I don't know because we haven't heard the interactions between the officials. Maybe it's a bit like Isak when Van Dijk was sent off against in the Liverpool game, that he's gone through the man first. But we haven't seen it enough times from different angles to offer a definitive reason. But you make a challenge like that in the box, I suppose you've got to cleanly get the ball, haven't you?
Well, to be fair, he deserved it for the initial header. It's an awful header.
Bruno with some good midfield play. Now it's a Burnley throw. Jason Tyndall going mad on the touchline. Back into the technical area now. Bruno, he's absolutely full of it this afternoon, Bruno. There he is on the shoulder of Bayer. Cullen back to Al-Dakhil. Gordon is going to close him down. The ball to Roberts away from Tonali. Jakob Brun Larsen, lovely turn. What about that? That's brilliant skill from Brun Larsen, and he's got Burnley away. Odegaard left side. It's Berger. Now Odegaard blocked by Longstaff, and Pope was going one way. The ball went the other, but it went behind for a corner.
Oh, well played, Burnley. Played out under all that high press, got in among them. They kept playing. He's just torn Dan Bourne, and from then on he's away from him, isn't he?
Corner kick at the Leazer's end. It's right-footed towards the near post. What a good save! And the header from Al-Dakhil, who made the run across the box. And it's a header near side that could have been creeping in. Well executed from Burnley, and so too the save from Pope.
Yeah, top save. Good run, good corner whipped in near post. He's got across his marker, got good contact on it. Strong arm pushed it over the top.
Same again from the corner, but Al-Dakhil couldn't get there. Bruno with runners. Gordon on the right. Now. Isak through the middle. Tonali to the left. That's the ball. Sandro Tonali brings it inside. Isak then goes on the outside into the area for Isak. Though they want handball. It's corner only. but it's a break, and in a flash they go from defending a corner kick to winning one. Gordon wanted it to the right, Tonali got it on the left.
They just didn't leave anybody back, did they, Burnley? Probably should have done better.
Trippier, standing ovation on his way over to put the ball in the corner. All but one of Burnley's players are in the 6-yard box defending. Newcastle put players there as well. Lascelles round the back, Trippier underneath the crossbar, and it's another corner. There's a ball on the pitch. I'm not sure they've realised. Almiron is going to remove it. Do they want it? They need to get it to Trippier because there isn't a spare one at the far side. 10 minutes of normal time on BBC Radio Newcastle. Left to play. And from a corner kick, trying to get another that would make it 3-0. And it's the same setup with a packed 6-yard box and a Trippier corner, which is a ball played in towards the near side, away by Burnley. Gordon and Longstaff deal with Odobert, then a long ball into the box, diagonal ball headed down by Cher towards Bruno, put out of play. And Almiron told to wait to let Newcastle reset. In the National League, Gateshead 1-1 with Bromley away from home. Here's Trippier onto Almiron. Taylor wants to let it go behind for goal kick, and it does. Apparently Bromley have scored again, so Gateshead 2-1 down. Bromley managed by Andy Woodman, formerly on the coaching staff at Newcastle. Short pass out from Trafford once again. Taylor down the line to Brownhill, chipped back to him, tight in the corner, passes it into the box to Bayer.
Oh, no.
And Cullen with Bruno at his back. Bruno might have hurt himself trying to make the challenge. The clearance up towards halfway, then Tonali penalised for a pull on Roberts. Bruno's taken a whack, but he's got back up.
He's gone over on his ankle.
It's not the ankle again, is it?
Went over on his ankle as he landed.
Well, see, I thought he just banged his hip or something, but right now banging his right boot into the turf. Player light in the middle. Bruno making his way back. Joe Linton off injured within a couple of minutes of coming on for Anderson. We'll find out more from Eddie Howe about the injury situation, hopefully after the match. Odobert links up well with Brownhill, and then Dan Burn coming across to the middle of the box to clear, as Burnley had players arriving looking for a tap-in. Throw-in's been taken, 83 minutes, 2-0 Newcastle. Cullen in front of the halfway line to Bayer, hoping to get a 5th clean sheet in a row today as well. This is Bruno, fouled there by Cullen.
Offside.
There's a flag up anyway from a Burnley ball forwards, but Bruno might need some attention here. Twice he's taken a knock in the last couple of minutes. Jacob Murphy jogging along the touchline. Doesn't seem like Eddie Howe's planning to make any more changes just at the moment, with 6 minutes of normal time remaining. Longstaff It's a high ball lifted down the right wing. Isak is electric. Look at him, he's there right on the shoulder of Bayer, following the ball into the goalkeeper. He's played it short to Berger, who
did well, didn't he?
Drops a shoulder and comes away from it, pursued by Longstaff. Holds on to it in midfield. It's a good player, Sander Berger. Linked with a lot of big moves, including a link to Newcastle before he went to Burnley. Scored their opening goal at Salford in the Cup the other night, but while they've made progress in the League Cup, they are still to win in the Premier League this season. Share with a header forwards. It's in midfield with Brownhill. Brun Larsen. First touch sees Newcastle regain possession. Bruno then can't find another black and white shirt, and a ball over the top from Burnley to Brun Larsen into the corner. Burn with him. 3 in the box. Make that 4. Jakob Brun Larsen decided not to cross, played it back to Cullen, has it again. Final third on that far side, Burnley. Newcastle 2-0 in front. It's Brownhill, back to Berger. And then they go wide to Roberts. Inside now to Cullen. Berger turning away from Longstaff, keeping possession. Brownhill with the pass to Roberts, inside to Berger. Every Newcastle player bar Isak is behind the ball. Then up to the edge of the area. Brownhill tried to help it on. I'm not even sure he touched it. Nick Pope has it.
Yeah, it's all about keeping it, isn't it? That's all they did, and no end product, and then they give it away. Haven't carried a goal threat apart from that opening few minutes, have they? 2 big chances.
Trippier made a darting run down the right, but didn't get the quick ball and had to come back and receive it from Lascelles. It was with Cher initially, and Trippier was making the move into space. Newcastle still have it in a defensive position, and Cher, that's an excellent ball on into midfield, breaking the lines with the play, and then the run from Almiron, lays it off to Tonali. Lascelles to Cher. Gets a return ball from Bruno. 10 yards behind halfway. Lascelles could give it to Trippier. Goes back to Cher. It's first Premier League start at home for Lascelles since February of last year, before he lost his place in the team. 2 seasons ago now. And a free kick for Newcastle in the middle third of the pitch, left side. And Burnley double change in fact. Connor Roberts is coming off to be replaced by Vitinho, and Anas Zaroury, the Moroccan international, comes on for Sander Berger.
Replacing him, number 19, Anas Zaroury.
.2-0 the score, and if you want to ring us and talk to John Anderson after 5, BBC Radio Newcastle's phone number. You can book your place in now if you call 0800 321. No, that's the WhatsApp number. I'll do that again in a moment. Too many numbers, Ando, that's the problem. This is Tonali. Bruno to Trippier. Isak on to Longstaff. Comes inside, gets tackled. Odobert. That's a trip from Isak. Might have been accidental. He acknowledges it. Free kick. Longstaff's down. And don't know if it's an injury or if it's an issue with his boot, maybe. The physio is up. Longstaff is helped to his feet by Brownhill. He's okay. 0800 234 6565 is our phone number. 0800 234 6565. Tweet at BBC Newcastle. Burn forwards, aiming it at Gordon. It's Vitinho under pressure into Trafford, and the keeper away. Trippier heads it on. Isak backing into the defender. Bayer did well. Odebear, lovely first touch. And then Longstaff intercepts a ball from Zaroury. And Eddie Howe and his Newcastle team have possession once again. Final minute of the 90. If you want to text us, it's 81333. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Whether it's text or WhatsApp, put BBC at the start of your message. Almiron in the first half, Isak with a second half penalty. Bruno's won it in midfield. He could go all the way himself. He's played in Isak, left side of the area. Isak being held up by a defender, then beats him, and a shot or cross caught by Trafford at the near post.
Just keep giving it away, Burnley.
A minimum of 6 additional minutes.
A minimum of 6 minutes stoppage time to be added. 6 minutes.
Cullen over halfway for Burnley to Odebear, who for a young inexperienced player has certainly been bright for the away team since coming on. It's a Newcastle throw in on the halfway line on the far side of the pitch. Burn to Bruno. He's had a really good game today. Looking there for Gordon. Ball's cleared. Burn back to Lascelles. Trippier free to the right, next to the centre circle. Gets it over to Almiron as Longstaff goes down the line. Almiron turns on the outside, then comes inside. Leaves it for Tonali. Back to Cher. Slow, comfortable, controlled Newcastle possession. Lascelles back to the goalkeeper. Burnley line, defensive line is on halfway, and up to Isak from Trippier. Terrific control of the ball. Longstaff to Almiron, who's got away from his man. What a turn to get past Bayer. Isak in the middle, Gordon to the left. Almiron's ball. Anthony Gordon. His touch takes him away and out to the wing. Burns gone into the box, and then it's played back to Bruno, corner of the area. Bruno to Lascelles, back out to the left wing to Gordon. They could get a third here, Newcastle. Gordon onto his right in the area. He's given it to Lascelles, laid off to Tonali. He might hit it, doesn't. Trippier to Almiron. Burnley have packed the box, everybody's back. Trippier's cross, headed away by Bayer. Trippier then with a header down to Almiron. Bruno back through with a flick to Almiron, but cut out. And Odebear brings it out wide. He's good, this kid, isn't he? Look at this. Down the left wing. Newcastle having to get bodies back. Longstaff then intercepts the pass. Really,
he can run with it, but he can't pass it.
Really ought to have had a couple more goals today, but that was some good play. Almiron was terrific in that move. Livramento and Murphy are going to be brought on for the final couple of minutes of additional time. Cher in the Newcastle box. There's pressure on him. The ball comes out to Trippier. Roll down the line for Longstaff. Isak makes the move. He went short. Longstaff as Isak tried to go long with the run. Cullen. Less than 3 minutes for Murphy and Livramento, who wouldn't have had much time anyway, but the ball still hasn't gone out. Odebear to Taylor. Zaroury. Brings in Vitinho. Cuts inside, left-footed shot from the right edge of the area. Tonali with a couple of headers to Odebear. Taylor helped in there, away by Newcastle. Burnley still have it on the attack though. Vitinho down the line to Zarori. Longstaff and Trippier away. And we've got 2 minutes of the minimum, 6 remaining. Al-Dakhil from halfway back to the goalkeeper.
Big chance for Burnley.
I'm not sure Murphy and Livramento are going to get on. It's a long halfway to the right from the visitors. Coming forwards through Vitinho, given away to Burn. Gordon, now it's gone out, and now they can make the double change. And coming off is Almiron for Murphy.
Substitution for Newcastle coming off.
What a goal.
Yeah, cracking goal he scored.
And replacing him, number 23, Jacob Murphy. Also for Newcastle coming off, number 14, Alexander Isak.
Given a
21, Tino Livramento.
nice reception as he leaves the field. Gordon's going to go into the middle. Murphy's gone to the left wing for the last minute and a half as Arsenal take a 4-0 lead at Bournemouth. Full look at the scores and reports on the day's non-league matches with Colin White in the studio very soon. We'll have a usual comprehensive non-league roundup at about 5:45 tonight. Phone in coming soon, and reaction from Eddie Howe on the way on BBC Radio Newcastle. Leading 2-0 against Burnley, deep in added on time. It's Burnley with the ball in their half on the left. Al-Dakhil back to goalkeeper Trafford, out of his box. Bayer back to Trafford again. And there's the whistle from Thomas Bramall. It's another result in this good run for Newcastle United, and it's a 5th clean sheet in a row as well in all competitions as they get their 4th Premier League victory of the season and 5 matches in League, League Cup, Champions League undefeated. Great response to that run of defeats before the international break at the beginning of the month. Almiron in the first half put one into the top corner from the edge of the box, and then Gordon fouled by Al-Dakhil in the area. Second half, Isak stepped up to send the keeper the wrong way with the penalty, and despite other opportunities, it finished at 2-0 and it's job done.